To be or not to be? That is the question. This is the only letter Q title that I was able to pick up when I did my comic bargains picking the other day. Out of 800 comics, I found one that was the letter Q. So, since there's only one Q, I could either do it with another letter or I could do a review. And I decided I'd read the issue and then give you a review, which is something I don't always do, is a full review. So, Dennis O'Neil wrote this story, who was famously the editor of DC Comics for the Batman line and wrote a lot of excellent Batman stories in the 70s and 80s and 90s. And also famous for Green Arrow and the Green Arrow, Green Lantern stuff. Great writer, and he also loved The Shadow. And this is Dennis Cowan doing the artwork, and I give this an A+. This is cool. Definitely it's inspired by characters like The Shadow, but the Question, who is Vic Sage, and is a reporter in this one, and he basically questions things, and he looks for mysteries, and he's very much a detective. And it was just a really excellent murder mystery story. Centers around this racist cop who says stuff that I cannot say on YouTube, but which is really cool because he's a fully developed character. And so Vic is looking into this. He is trying to find out who is killing these different people, different people that are African American, and he basically suspects this racist cop who's into dirty porn and all kinds of things that are now politically incorrect. And basically, I'm going to spoil this comic, spoil the ending of this comic for a comic that's based in 1988. So if you want to read this comic and you want to find out who did it, stop now, go read the comic. Okay, stay sweaty. Alright, now come back and listen to the spoilers. So, anyways, he suspects this cop because of his ties with friends with the Ku Klux Klan and everything else, and keeps on saying racist things and gets his butt kicked on. And then what ended up happening is that the cop actually figures out that this is not about race. It's actually, the murders are actually about political gain disguised as race, which I thought was really cool and interesting. And then he ends up helping Vic declare who is actually the bad guy. He goes on TV, and then what happens is, now this sequence is out of order. This page should be after, and this page first. But ironically, in reading it, it kind of works in a way, because he's reporting it. He's saying, like, good of you to give credit to the private eye. I don't want to owe him anything, because he hates him, because he's a racist cop, thinks he's no good. And then, because it's out of order, all you see is you see this guy, the politician, who got, the cop revealed what his bad plan was, try and shoot Vic, and the cop actually is the one who saves his life. And then because it's out of order, it goes back to him saying, like, I don't want you owe anything, I don't like you, I think you're scum. And then it says, Vic, watch out. So I kind of, ironically, this mistake actually works in the benefit of the story, if you read it out of order. But it's kind of cool. And then basically the line is, there are no heroes, there are no villains. So he kind of realizes that although the cop was racist and full of bigotry, he he actually did have some good to him. He was willing to sacrifice himself for others. He was actually willing to stand up for what was right in terms of the law. So it's kind of like if Harvey Bullock was a little bit more bigoted. This is what this cop is like, and it is just an excellent example of a story that does grapple with questions and stuff. That's the question, but does it really well. I would recommend finding any of these books. You can find a lot of these issues, the question, in dollar bins. I highly recommend The Question by Dennis O'Neil. And he's also a character that appeared a lot in Justice League Unlimited. And I don't understand why he seems like an easy character to adapt into a movie or a TV show. To my knowledge, he wasn't on Smallville or on in the Arrowverse. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he ever appeared in the Arrowverse, which I don't understand because he seems to be an easy character to do. But I'm sure that we will see The Question on the big screen or small screen eventually. But stay sweaty and read Dennis O'Neil's The Question. Thanks.